Hi, this is Dreadsmite, and I'm making this video because I was trying to figure out how to make the motion controls work for me on a mouse and keyboard while playing Battalion Wars 2. And in the wake of hours and hours of watching other people try to describe it in a way that I didn't completely understand, I'm hoping that this video will help people that don't quite understand how to do things correctly. Um, but these are the settings that I chose, and I thought I would share them. So to start, I went under the Wiimote configuration, and I should say before even starting here, just to show GameCube controllers, none, because this is a Wii game that I'm talking about here. But under the Wii remote configuration, I have it set to where um, my mouse is the motion control. So wherever I'm moving my mouse is where the Wiimote, quote unquote, the simulated Wiimote would be going. And if done correctly, you won't need any kind of motion sensor bar or anything. You're just using your mouse. And what I did here is make it so that first of all, the mouse is on this. Secondly, under the extension nunchuck configuration, under the configure, uh, these are so the nunchuck is going to be like your unit moving. And to give example, um, oh, okay, she's going to do this. So to give example, this is like the movement from the nunchuck WASD. And as a secondary, there's the buttons of the nunchuck. C is what I just use my keyboard C when it's normally C on a nunchuck. And then for Z, I did click 1, which is, for me, right click. Z is like the lock feature from the game. And I chose right click because it felt more seamless to have it lock with the right click and then shoot with the left click using the general options here. This is my left click, click 0. And then I had the A button as my shoulder button of my Razer mouse. I'm using the Death Adder. So the first shoulder button is A, and then 2, which would be on the Wiimote, 1 and 2. I have 2 on my secondary shoulder button. And then I had 1 to Z instead of it being on the nunchuck where it says Z on this. I just have it to click 1 because that's the lock button. And as for the D-pad, because this is important, this, if you don't know or don't remember, it is basically how you control the unit taskbar. And what I did for this, if I go back here, so I had it set, or I was trying to get it set to my scroll wheel for up and down, and then left and right being 1 and 2, so it felt more intuitive. What I found was that when I was trying to put in an input, nothing happens when I'm scrolling. So to figure out how to get it working, you can actually right-click this, and you can scroll down while making sure that you're on keyboard mouse input, obviously, under the drop-down menu. Make sure it's not like a gamepad, it's keyboard mouse. If you go all the way down, and then if I'm moving around my mouse, it'll just show you all these inputs happening. I lifted my mouse up to check for the scroll, and as I'm scrolling down, I can see it is relative mouse Z minus, if you can see that flickering right here. Um, so that's me going down, and then right below that is when you scroll up. You can't really tell because if I do scroll up it, no, actually I can put it on the other window. Yeah, so this is scroll up, and then scroll down is that. So what I did, for example, for up, I used it on the scroll wheel going up. So I right click this, I go all the way down here, and then I just scrolled up for this. I clicked on this, and if you double click it, it'll add the relative thing. Obviously you only want to do it once, so do it like that. And then that should work perfectly. But now how I have it working on Battalion Wars is that I can use my scroll wheel to go through my taskbar, which it's kind of slow, but I still feel like it's effective, especially if you're trying to kind of seamlessly flick around while you're shooting at something. And then 1 and 2 can just select groups. Scroll wheel can select individuals of the group. And 2 can scroll down, like if you're scrolling up and then you accidentally go too high and you want to go down. But yeah,